Welcome back to another episode of the Handsome Jacks podcast. We're running a bit of a skeleton crew today, so joining me is Jake Varnes, the Half-Jaw.
What up, my dudes?
He's also known as Jake Spits on his hands Varnes, according to Brendan.
All I'm saying is, if you need lube in a pinch, it works just fine. And it saves you money in the long run for lotion.
And we also have Connor, the Dragon Fucker Kelly.
Yes, but water is very pricey, and you can't just be using up all your spit because we know you go at it like several times a day. So
Wait,
And
you
as I-
don't use just water?
I'm saying you gotta replenish your your nutrients. You're gonna be salivating on your dick all
Hey,
day.
water is
Alrighty, and as always, I'm your angry Canadian troll dying that cannot fuck up an intro, 4 times in a row and then forcibly people to restart. Definitely
Happens
didn't
to
happen.
most of us.
All right, so this is the next episode. That's the Anime Club Roundup. The anime that we looked at last week were Trigun, Demon Slayer, Dragon Maid, Assassin's Pride, and Ghost Stories.
the
And by a
dub.
week, you mean a month ago?
Ah, fuck off, Jelly. I fucking hate you. You know that?
Great, now he's ugly crying.
This is the same man that said ravioli, ravioli. No dragon fuckeroli.
Oh.
Oh boy. All right. So Austin is busy with life, so he's not going to be joining us today. And Brendan had a medical incident. Don't worry, he's fine and all that. He just won't be joining us this time around.
Bare bones.
So, all right. Well, let's just get into this real quick. Let's get into the shit show. Jelly, what did you think about my anime recommendation, Assassin's Pride?
Well, I gotta say it was interesting if you are into fetishizing the instructor and little girl battle warrior dynamic.
This one was just for you, buddy.
It's not for me because I ain't into that shit. But
Listen, Jelly, you don't need to cover your ass. There's a whole bunch of lollies. We know you're in the lollies. You can be. This is a safe space. You, me,
and my girlfriend were watching this and
Joel.
it being extremely uncomfortable. There's like,
Instructor, you know my body inside and out, but I don't know anything about you.
stop that. Just stop that, please.
I loved how cringy it was.
Instructor.
I think he went back and rewatched that because he is that fucking down.
I mean, I think that's the line verbatim.
Yeah, no, I listened to it more than once. I'm like, is that really a fucking thing that she just said? And also that fucking massage scene, fucking weird. That's not kosher, my dude.
I
Hey,
mean,
he's basically like her coach. He has to make sure she's all right for her athletics.
Yeah, is he fucking the coach that was doing the shit to like the Olympian girls? Fucking like,
Jesus Christ. No.
I mean, we're talking. It's just as creepy as that.
are you sure? Because this is, an animation and that's real life.
Okay, maybe not just as creepy, but I'm saying it had those similar vibes going on. That guy's
I
obviously
was
a
getting-
monster.
I was getting good vibes. I was getting, this is
People
a
were
13-year-old
not getting
lolly
good
that
vibes
has an
from that.
obvious crush on her, like, handsome instructor, and he's just completely oblivious because
He's
anime
enabling
is
it.
doing his
He's like-
job.
He's like my prodigy. I'm gonna teach you.
My little lady.
Oh boy. All right. Well, the idea behind recommending the show is it's so bad it's good, and it knows it's fucking retarded, and that's why a lot of the scenes play up to it. Clearly, someone took it a little bit too seriously because it was coming from me.
I mean, I got it. I was watching it. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is awful. But I kept watching, and I was excited to watch each episode.
If it makes you feel any better, Jelly, the only reason I watched this is because I think it was like the 10th most popular anime on Crunchyroll at some point.
Yeah,
I
because I
mean,
think it.
it's It's got a good art style and the music's not bad. Like the art style I actually found really appealing, but just everything else around it was just really uncomfortable to watch. And
Except
I'm
for
like,
everyone has
I
no
don't
titties.
like
Someone
I
stole
don't
all of
like
these girls' titties.
it's
Except
because
for
they're
that
young
one.
girls, Jake. They don't have titties yet.
Even
Except for that
like the
one.
older instructor girl lady has no titties. Except all of a sudden she gets titties
The
in her
red hair bitch
nightgown.
with the weird long ass strand of hair up the side of her head.
Yes.
Rose.
Yeah,
Yes, Rose.
that girl, she has some titties. Not much.
It's not
It's
like
not your
she
typical
only really has
bouncing every
titties
step
when
you
she was in
take.
her PJs in the night scene. Otherwise, in her normal outfit, she still has no titties.
Okay, well,
There's
stop
a titty thief
sexualizing
loose in
cartoon
this
characters,
show.
Jake.
Did Connor 10 years Kelly just say that? Oh boy.
I'm just saying.
I figured you would have had a lot more problems on some basic shit. You've been like, why do they have magic? Knowing you, but you know. You
Not
got a
every
problem with
question I have
talking
is so
animals
dumbfounded.
and Dragon
Stupid.
Ball Z. I imagine you just have issues with
It's
any
not
type.
relevant to the story at all. Why do the animals got to talk? Why can't they just have magic? Magic's very simple. Animal talk, gotta explain that shit right away.
Oh boy.
Listen, if
The,
you got too much of the talking animals in Dragon Ball, it might not be the show for you if you can't get past that hurdle.
That's true. But
I
like,
mean, I figured it was your type of intelligence. You know, we got Kufa Vampire, the vampire. You know, that's real hard to figure out.
I don't know. It just
And he
wasn't.
has like a white hair super form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was very like, oh my god, I have an alternate. I have a fucking superpower. I'm gonna go Dragon Ball Super in this other anime.
Hey man, if it makes you feel any better, Brendan enjoyed it.
That's cool. I mean, I get why people liked it. The action's okay. I just didn't like the oh my god, the dub. I listened to the first episode sub because I didn't know there was a dub, and I switched it to dub mode. I'm like,
Instructor, I need help, Instructor. I'll never be a good warrior without you, my instructor.
So what you're saying is the dub makes it better, because I only listen to the sub.
Oh, the fuck! I was like
Oh, the
sub.
dub
I'm like,
makes
this
it
is
better.
mediocre but competent, and I watch the dub. It's like,
This is suddenly really uncomfortable to watch and listen to because I'm just a little girl who's
trying to fuck her teacher.
The dub ups the cringe factor, Jake.
I gotta
It does.
re-listen
If
to
you've
watch
not,
this with the dub. And Jelly, are you telling me you've never had a crush on one of your teachers?
I've had crushes on my teachers, but I wasn't outright like fucking like.
Do you want to go to this celebration with me, teacher? Oh, instructor.
Where you also didn't have a one-on-one intimate relationship.
I was gonna say, would you have if you had the opportunity?
I almost just name dropped the teacher.
Jelly, I don't want to bleep anymore. I already had to bleep your location twice. Come
Yeah, it
on, man.
wasn't my fault. Brendan made up that rule and he decided to break it just for me. So
Hell
thanks,
yeah.
Brendan.
Let's be real, Jelly. You are the exception.
Oh,
You
lovely.
are the only exception.
My laptop is telling me I have low disk space. I think it's saving these Zencaster files onto my hard drive. It's gonna fucking
It
fill it up.
processes them locally and then
Oh, and
posts
then
them
oh, okay. Okay, just making sure.
yeah, I hope it doesn't fuck up.
Yeah.
otherwise,
my PC
yeah, there's technical
explodes.
difficulties for 2 podcasts in a row, and only one of them is. None of them are my fault in that case, so I'm kind of happy about that. All right, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Assassins? Oh, we need to go through the D scale.
Yeah, we need to go through the D scale.
D scale. We need like a little.
Everyone else. Everyone else just decided to. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were doing the whole loop doo.
So story, D scale story.
It surprisingly works. I mean, I want to see Melida grow into like a strong, badass warrior.
I don't.
I mean, I'm invested.
I didn't find any of the characters that engaging. I did not find the plot. Okay, I find it somewhat interesting though. The pitch narrative where the guy's like has to use her mana, like has to find a way to like funnel her mana into himself or for whatever group he's working for, so that he can steal it. I
Are you
thought that
talking
was
about the part where he had to kiss her to give her mana?
I guess I didn't get that far. I only watched like 4
That's the
episodes.
first
That's in the first
episode.
episode.
Okay, well, I guess I don't remember. He gave her mana.
This
I
is
did
as
watch
bad
it.
as when Jake didn't watch
Oh,
Star
man,
Blazers.
I
Come
don't
on,
hate
man.
Not just as
anime.
bad, because I'm not gonna upward. Okay, but no, isn't the key point of the show is that he needs to find a way to steal her to manifest her mana, or he has to kill her because she's gonna be too powerful.
No, he has to kill her if he thinks she is a fake heir, but she was an actual heir. He was the trainer, but he was under the assumption that she was fake, but he fell in love with her, so gave her mana anyways and vowed the trainer to prove that she actually is. And then in one of the episodes, it's hinted that she might actually be the heir all along. Just having issues actually making her own mana.
Yes, which happens in episode 3.
Yeah, because that was the dinosaur museum, right?
Yeah, when the when the mummy dude was just, or even
Yeah.
when the mummy dude goes to like hold them down, and then he gets like that moment where he realizes, oh shit, these fuckers are paladins.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I
it's
don't like
it's really well written. Everything's there and it works. It's like it's just something that just should not work as well as it does. Because on the face of it, it's like lolly battle maidens trained by not Kirito.
Oh my god, it's Kirito and fucking Asuna. Except Asuna is a fucking like 12-year-old girl who fucking is already in love with him. He doesn't even have to do anything.
Oh shit.
The only thing he needs is 2 fucking swords and to be the best at everything without any explanation. Then he really is Kirito.
And Kirito isn't the best at everything. He's the best at sword fighting.
Why you Jake, he learns how to hack out of nowhere. It is not brought up in the story at all, and then randomly
Okay,
just like, I'm gonna
and
hack and
computer
save
skill.
Louis.
He can't shoot for shit if I remember
item.
right.
Why do you know how to do that? It was not said that you were fucking technical with hacking or any.
Because
sort
he's
of,
a
like,
gamer.
computer code.
Jelly. Jake is the last Sword Art fan. that's what you're misconstruing here.
I mean, I feel
The first half of season 1 was good, and the first half of Gun Gale was good.
I watched
Season
the
1
original
is
anime.
good.
I tried to watch other stuff, and the rest of it was just kind of bland and uninspired. And then I was like, I want to watch Gun Gale, and I clicked on a Gun Gale anime, and it wasn't them. It was like some other fucking like
I actually
like
heard the
a
spin-off is
9-year-old
actually,
girl.
I've heard that is actually insanely better than anything with Kirito in it. I haven't
Yes,
watched it yet, though.
there's a spin-off is written by someone else, but is the same production studio.
If it's written by someone else, it means it's better because I've heard the original author wasn't that great. Like
Yeah,
the manga
I've heard the comment made that if it doesn't have Kirito in it, it's going to be good.
artist.
Yeah, I've heard that once or twice. All right, well, back to the D scale. Jake, what did you give it?
I guess a solid 3. I mean, it's nothing so far. It's nothing like legendary, making me like go like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is amazing. But like, there's nothing wrong with it. Everything makes sense. I'm invested in the characters, even if they're a little like the vampire guy's definitely on the nose, being a Kirito. But I mean, I'd watch it to the end at this point.
I'll throw it a 2.
2. Well,
I did not find the everyone's in like in a Harry Potter school but for swords and magic abilities and it's all like fucking preteen girls fighting each other and fucking like like fetishizing their teachers. It's very weird, but maybe that's just my weird take on it. I did not find it engaging.
coming from the guy who's recommended all the anime beforehand, but you know.
The anime I've recommended actually has characters, not just like
Host Club?
stereotypes with weapons.
Host Club?
Host Club has characters.
Mm-hmm. Not stereotypes. Definitely not stereotypes.
They don't have weapons.
Everybody has weapons because these hands are rated E for everyone.
Why? That's worse than anything I've said today. I've said a lot of cringy shit in the past.
All I'm saying is the confirmed lolicon not liking this show. It's quite the twist I was not expecting.
Yeah.
But maybe
I
you're
was
just not in the teacher role playing, which is fair.
I think he's just trying to switch his image, man. He's just trying to change his.
Oh, we got an image. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm a dragon fucker. I'm a furry. I'd rather fuck a dragon than be known for being a pedophile.
And yet, the first thing I heard you say is oh, what's the little girl dragon's dragon? Aw.
Because I was watching the episode and I hadn't seen her dragon transformation yet. And it looked cute. It kind of reminded me of the one from How to Train a Dragon 3, which I have not seen yet.
It
Alright.
is
Dragon
cute,
design.
and it is a good movie.
All right, so I'm
you
gonna
agree
rate
with
it
both points.
back to the anime. I'm gonna rate it 3 because it did make me want to actually watch the show. I don't think the story is necessarily that good once it comes all the way to the end, but definitely in the first 5 episodes, I would say it's above average because it wasn't slow, dragged out garbage that takes a while to get the story going. So, all right, next up on the D scale, we got characters, and obviously, we got Kufa in there, so the D scale is pretty high, right?
Oh yeah, not Kirito being named Vampire, and he's half vampire.
Is that vampire?
Oh yeah, you
Not-
were there for
not
that.
subtle at all.
I'm giving characters a fucking 1. I think that's like my first 1. It was bad.
I'm kind of thinking a low 3, maybe a high 2. Like Vampire, I don't really care a whole lot about. Maybe his backstory's interesting, probably not. But I'm just invested in Melida and seeing her actually grow. I'm hoping she has character development. So far, it seems like she does. She's being more assertive, being a little bit more dominant. So I just have to wait and see. Potentially a solid 3. That's going to be pending how this anime finishes out, though.
I mean, I like the main cast good enough to have a 3, but the rest of the cast is a 2 for me. So there's just say it's a 2 for safety.
Fair.
All right, sound quality.
Okay.
It's
The intro and outro musics are pretty cool.
I mean, as we explained earlier, the dub is something special. It adds a whole nother level of holy shit. This is so good, it's bad.
Yeah, I would give it a 3 for the dub alone. Like it's the only noteworthy thing I could think about. I'm just like,
Instructor, this is very making me uncomfortable. I shouldn't be watching this at work. Oh God, I'm a fighter. Oh God!
they're fighting. It's like,
You'll never be better than me, best friend. Wah!
Do you watch your anime with the old people?
yeah, me and my residents. We just
You need to
chill
go into the
watching
main room and cast your phone screen to the smart TV or some shit and be like,
Oh
"All right,
my
everyone,
God.
we
You
watching
just reminded me
Assassin's
of an
Pride
epic
today."
fucking story. This is a real story. So we have Bluetooth speakers throughout the building, and some resident accidentally started playing his porn over the speakers. It was heard outside. Confirmed. I know exactly who it is because he watches a lot of porn.
I'm dying. What the fuck?
Just walking
boy.
down the halls, cleaning up shit, and then I just hear out of nowhere, "What are you doing, step bro?"
Those old people.
I don't know.
Life.
Do you remember what the clip was that was playing in that porn?
So did they realize it
was
right
some
away,
kind of
or did he let it
threesome.
go?
Yeah, there's just a lot of screaming, a lot of sex screaming.
Immediately, we were outside on our smoke break, and immediately you just hear dirty talk echoing over the speakers. So we're like, "Oh my God!"
Hell yeah.
And then the most loud, obnoxious moaning you've ever heard starts fucking coming up, and then you hear the.
And that went on for
fucking bounce in the background.
And that went on for 5, 6, 7 minutes, right?
I feel like actually 10 to 20.
Nice.
The entire porn.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jury you heard in the background. Jory?
Jory.
Jory. Okay.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend.
All right, so I'm gonna give it a 3 because the dub made me fucking laugh out loud and the music's not bad. So
I'm surprised you didn't watch the dub, Jake.
I
It's gonna
will go back and watch it.
revolutionize
That
the
sounds like
entire
it's gonna be a
experience of that.
riot.
The
But I would
the
give
My
it a
Little Lady
3
in,
as
in the
well.
sub though is better.
Watch episode like 2 or 3 and just listen to the fucking cringe.
I'm
Oh, dude,
ready.
the sock scene in the dub.
The what? The suck or the sock?
Sock.
Good. Keep it there.
Suck.
Oh
The
boy.
suck scene. Melinda and not Kirito. Let's
Yeah,
not. You know what? We're trying to get sponsors eventually, so I'm gonna just cut it off there. Keep it PG-13 up in here.
It's okay, man. We'll get Raid Shadow Legends. They'll sponsor anything.
Yeah, Raid Shadow
If you
Legends.
want to get real edgy, we'll always have Adam and Eve to fall back on.
Dude, I
Ah.
would love to get an Adam and Eve sponsorship. I would gladly.
Go
Okay,
on.
This is gonna be said. If they ship anything butt plug related, I'll just fucking show that shit right up. I will review the said product and give it a D scale rating. Just send whatever you want. BDSM gear, dildos, butt plugs. They will get used and they will be reviewed.
I don't want a video, but I do want a live sound of you using said product.
Why would you want the sound alone?
Because you'd be like, and here is me actually trying out the product we sent. Let's go to that clip, Joel, and then we'll hear you be like, all right, so here's such and such, and then we'll hear the rest of it.
Okay,
Oh boy.
well, that's your prerogative. Jake,
Alright.
Jake, are you real quick? Jake, are you the type of person that just jerks off to the ASMR sometimes? You just listen to the porn.
Oh no, that's Aubrey.
That's all.
Oh boy. All right. Things I didn't need to know. All right, Jake, rate the sound.
I'll give it a tentative 3.
All right, and finally we have art. I would rate it probably a 3. I would say it's slightly above average for the category. It was interesting enough. Other than
I mean, it looked good most of the
Kirito
time.
looked like.
The background shit always looked pretty good. I like the rose glass, stained glass cathedral they were having that one battle in.
Mm-hmm. I think the scene with the 2 ice statues is really the only time the animation really flounders, and that in the Melita versus, oh god, what the hell is her name? The other
the blue hair bitch. She was her friend, right? Or the red hair bitch.
Ellie, I think.
Ellie, yes, Ellie.
I thought the art style was pretty good, honestly. Like I like when they're using their mana. They get like the nice cool colored outline.
Dude, the
I think
outlines
it's a really
did
good
look
design
really nice.
aesthetic.
I thought that was a really good touch. That kind of really brought it up for me.
It's unique, you know. It's not
And
just an aura like
it helps
every other
separate the
show.
characters too. Exactly, it helps separate the characters from each other too, by just the color of mana they're using, the powers they're using. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it makes it
And
nice.
overall,
I
they
like
had
how
a
like
crisp
even in the universe they can tell the difference. Like, you're like, oh, that's not such and such's mana. That's an imposter.
And I think oh wait, they use that? That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think they use like some 3D rendering for some of the backgrounds and stuff it just blends really well. It looks really nice.
It looked really nice.
I'll give it a 3 for the art.
Like if they had some really unique, like they used more of that kind of unique stuff, like the outlining and that kind of thing throughout the show, I would probably rate it higher. But as it is, that's just kind of one of the outstanding points. But it's still a 3.
I feel that.
All right. After all of those sidetracks, all of them. All right. Do we want to do one of yours next, or do we want to do Austin's or Dimmitt's?
Let's do one of theirs.
All right. Trigun, because it's on the top of my list.
Great. I've heard so many good things about it, but then I just I hadn't gotten around to watching it, so I'm glad I did.
I mean, it really is an Austin special. It's a 90s anime that involves gun and constant action.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell it was Austin who recommended that.
With a likable badass main character.
Yep. I mean, I relatively enjoyed it. I'm kind of annoyed at how ditzy oh god, why do I not remember his name? Vash is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Bash.
I'm kind of annoyed about how ditzy he is, but yet everything else he can do. The cliffhanger at the end of episode 5, where he's inside of that plant reactor thing, kind of made me want to watch more.
Hmm.
I relatively enjoyed it. Like I didn't. I've always heard good things about it. I've never gone back and watched it. Like Jelly, um, but I might throw it on the bottom of my list and try to eventually get to it. But
It just
I'd
kind of
say
reminds
it's
me of
definitely
those like
worth a
old
full watch.
cartoon styles. Yeah, I definitely want to watch more of it. I like the characters. I think they're all. I think those two girls are really stupid for not recognizing that it is Vash for like way too long. Like
Oh yeah, it takes
you're stupid.
forever.
Yeah, it's like you guys work in an insurance company. You must be really terrible at your jobs.
oh, they're awful at their jobs.
But
But at least that's played out a little bit better than the average stereotype, like in anime where they pull it off, where it's like the same episode they'll realize it. At least they kept it going for a little bit, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of
instead of,
appreciated
like,
that.
instead of just me like being a dumb trope, like, oh, I'm just so stupid, I don't know, I don't recognize it. They're like, this guy is genuinely like a nice person, and the Vash the Stampede is just this terrible, god awful shit human being, and that's all people know of him. So
Mhm.
it makes sense that they're not looking for someone who's like that. So they kind of make it reasonable why, for a while, they don't believe him, or they don't recognize it.
I was honestly surprised at how much I liked this show, considering the little clips and episodes I'd caught growing up were not that good.
I was expecting him to actually sling a gun and shoot things. Boy, was I wrong.
He gets to that point.
Well, okay, but why is the show called Trigun? Where are the other two guns? Huh?
I don't know.
You'll
Jake's
get
watched
there.
it.
He gets 3 guns?
You'll see why. It's one of those shows where like the first half is more or less just like here's Vash and his silly adventures across the planet, and then you get to the latter half and it's like here's what made Vash the Stampede. Vash the Stampede.
The third
So
gun
it
is
goes
his massive slong.
I was waiting for someone to say it. I'm really glad that you did. So thank you for your input. Thank you.
Holy shit.
Yes. Soundboard King is back.
That is my phone randomly playing something, so I'm just gonna mute it. All right.
All right.
Yep.
So, D scale?
Story.
I would give it a low 4, high 3. It's a bunch of fun adventures for a while, and then you get the backstory to everything, and it gets really interesting, and it gives a lot more context for the story.
Story wise, in the first 5 episodes, I have to give it a 2 because honestly, the story isn't that interesting at this point. I believe it could get better, but for right now, the first 5 episodes, 2.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's not really story focused, it's more character focused for the first few episodes, but I still like the world that they inhabit. I like that I just like the way that things work in the universe. I'll give it a 3, maybe a 4 if I continue to watch it, if I like it. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this stuff.
Jesus, you dying over there?
Yeah, that's the beats coming back up.
That's the chicken and
Alright.
beats.
Chicken and beat. That's what happens when you beat chicken together.
Just gonna let that one rest. Characters.
Just gonna let that one marinate.
Oh, that's a
You
solid
fucking
4
10-5 bud.
easily. I enjoyed them. I love the main cast.
Easy
Yeah.
4 too. Easy
Yeah.
4.
I'm gonna give it a 4 so far. I feel like it could go up and down, but I'll give it a 4 right now.
Even the baddies, the side villains are like really entertaining to watch. Even if they're very cut and dry, like I am a bad guy. Like it's still very, very amusing to watch.
Yeah, I could see that. Some of them are pretty one-dimensional, though. That's
Yeah, the
that's what could knock it down for me.
gunsmith was kind of like a played out trope, and he's like, oh man, I wonder if he's gonna fucking get back on the saddle or not.
Well, so is the water thief.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I wonder if this guy is actually a bad guy since there's no other characters that are being introduced as a possible antagonist.
Did you just say something that sounded intellectual? What the fuck?
You know what? On occasion, those words end up just pooping out of my mouth, and then there it is.
Holy shit! Someone clip it. All right. Sound.
There's no one. What do you? This isn't Twitch. You can clip it yourself, you lazy fuck.
Yeah, I could. Sound.
I give
It's
it
a
a 3.
90s anime, so yeah.
Good
It's,
stuff. All solid
Oh my
voice
God, the
acting, solid sound
intro.
effects.
We gotta get the intro. That intro is fucking awesome. No lyrics, no stupid filler lyrics, just awesome instrumentals. Very good.
I didn't think the sound was all that good. I'm gonna give it a 2. I mean, the intro was good, but I don't think any of the other sound was good. I
I
did
wish
watch in
Bash didn't
so.
sound the way he does.
I did watch in dub, and I think that maybe it's better than sub. But
I just don't like his voice. He sounds like the biggest simp on earth.
But he doesn't simp for anyone.
He doesn't. I'm saying he sounds like it. He sounds like he has the potential to simp.
Fash
He's
the
just
simp.
an innocent, decent guy.
He just sounds like a normal. Sorry, he sounds like a normal dude, and that's weird in anime. He sounds like the most normal fucking guy possible. Just like a fucking like, he's a programmer for a big company, you know. Goes home to
I'm
his
an
wife.
accountant. My name's
Yeah,
Bash.
he sounds like the most normal lame guy ever.
I
I'm
like to
Bash
go
from
out
State
for
Farm.
games in the
But
weekend
then
and
he's like
shoot my
sprinting away
six-shooter.
from a million bullets. He never gets hit once so far. That I've
Who are you
seen.
talking to? Fash from State Farm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Art.
Uh,
I'm gonna give it a 4. I love old '90s animation.
yeah,
thought
they
it was
did a
great here.
fucking solid job. They did a really solid job with this.
I give it a 3. I think it's definitely one of the better looking anime, and it's fluid. It's like it holds up. It's fluid today. All the animation is good.
It's definitely
Nothing
dated, but
nothing particularly fancy about like the actual art style or like groundbreaking in the time, but all the animation is smooth, so it holds up decent.
and it's a very expressive. Like there's
That's
not like
true.
a dull moment. There's just it's just frame of like awesome pose, epic pose. He consumes. I think that's an animation trick to like save money on the budget to not like animate someone eating. He consumes fucking like a stack of pancakes in a frame.
Hell
In
yeah,
one
dude.
frame, and then it goes boom. I had to watch it like 3 times. I thought that was so funny. It's just
Dude,
like,
I wish I
boom.
could do that. I'd rip down some carbs and just go work out, and I'd look jacked as shit if I could do that.
My
Unhinge
dad
his jaw
used
like
to
a snake.
My dad would eat like 15 pancakes, like full-sized pancakes.
That's a lot
back
of
in the
fucking
day.
pancakes
And
in
he
one
was-
sitting.
In one sitting. I think him and his buddy were trying to eat as many pancakes as they could. My dad wasn't like he was like fat skinny, you know what I mean?
Like built like a football player.
He's like me. He's a scrawny looking dude, but you can fucking throw some meat and some fat on there and it doesn't look too bad.
And birthing hips. All right.
My birthing hips have cut down significantly.
Any photo evidence of this?
I will send photographic evidence.
Good. You're totally being the thumbnail for the YouTube video then.
Dudes are back the
Me
fuck
like
out.
posing my hips. Why would anyone click on that video? Are you trying to market the show or not?
I mean, hey man, I could
click that,
clickbait the
like-
shit out of a title like that. You know, they'll see the probably like over an hour video attached to it, but yeah.
I don't think you know how YouTube works.
Hey man, clickbait. That's how that works.
Am
What
I
you're saying is you
clickbait?
take that picture of drunk me and get that gimp mask on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's a better idea.
Tape over
We'll
the
have
nipples.
plenty of good wedding photos, I'm sure.
Oof. Oof.
I am afraid.
You should be. All right, is that everything we covered? We covered art, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. That was the last one we did. I didn't say my sound or art picks. I'll do 4 for art and 2 or 3 for sound. 3.
Okay.
I'll do 3. That intro's badass. And that is Trigun.
All right, Jake or Joe, you pick whether you want to do which of your anime next.
I want to do ghost stories.
All right, we're doing jellies.
Okay.
We're doing jelly. This fucking anime, Ghost Stories, is how your brain fucking works. Like the dialogue in this show is how your brain works.
This dialogue is fucking hilarious.
And as
I
we
could not
okay,
get enough of this show.
for the people that do not know, Ghost Stories was an anime made in Japan, where most anime comes from.
Yep. All right.
Unlike
10 out
Avatar:
of
The
10,
Last
your facts
Airbender,
check
this
out
is
so
from
well.
Japan.
Yeah, your facts check out. All right, let's go.
Okay. I'm sorry. They did. It was very poorly received. It did not get like any publicity. It was not unpopular. And there's a company that like back in the early 2000s and like late 90s, people were just trying to dub as much anime and send it to the West as possible, just try and get that worldwide and get that bank. Well, they didn't really care about how good the quality was. They just want to try and milk every dollar out of it. So when the company bought the rights, usually a Japanese company will say, this is the kind of plot line. When you're doing the dub, you kind of have to keep to these guidelines and keep, keep within the parameters of the show and try to keep everything, they give them notes. In this show, they're like, don't change the general plot line of the episodes and don't change the character's name. Other than that, you can do whatever you want. And there's one dude who wrote like most of the scripts, and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want, and they did live. They had the script, but it was like on a screen, so they would change the script as they were going along. So they'd have a general plot, and then they'd just ad lib a bunch of shit. So it's really something spectacular and something you've never really seen in anime before or since then, to my knowledge.
I mean, I love how off the wall the humor is, but they also kept the characters consistent with the redonkulous new personalities they gave them.
Yes, like the Jewish character. And
No. The best character is Jesus Woman.
I love Jesus Woman.
She's definitely the first off the wall thing to happen.
That is the best fucking character in the whole show. Hands fucking down.
Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior?
Holy
One of my
shit.
favorite lines in the show has to be the Jewish kid. I forget their name, so I'm just gonna call him Jewish kid and Christian bitch or whatever. Just a very, very whatever.
Yeah, we get it. You're a fucking feminist.
Yeah, he's running down the hall and he's like, "Holy shit, this is the best lips I ever had to dub for."
Oh yeah, that's some dumb shit.
It's so fourth wall breaking. It's like, oh my god, that's.
There's one line where they talk about like Charlie Sheen or something like that. That one was pretty fucking funny.
There's
I was
one
like,
episode.
oh hell yeah.
There's one episode later, past the 5 we were supposed to watch, where there's like a demonic bunny killing people, and so they have to get this girl who's like the bunny handler to come in, and people have probably seen this online. And finally, she's confronting the evil bunny to get him to stop, and she's like, "It never could have worked between us, not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black."
Jesus
Early O's
Christ.
humor. It's very, but it's like it's almost too goofy to be offended by. The show just doesn't. It just pulls punches from everywhere. It references pop culture. It references like basic anime tropes. I think one of my favorite lines of the show is just something really simple, just stupid shit that they do. It's like, just keep digging that hole digger. He's just it's like you just. It's the small lines like that that just really get you.
I know what you mean. Like, there's this one part where they're watching this ghost kid run, and the main character is like, "Wow, that's a nice ass," and the Christian girl is about to reprimand her about being lustful and stuff, and then she enters with all "Jesus Christ, that is a nice ass."
We just talk about how the shit demon is the best villain in the whole show.
I fucking love this shit, the toilet paper demon.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it was.
Oh yeah, the toilet guy.
Yellow, I'll pick yellow. If you just pick another color, it's gonna make it worse.
That might actually be the scariest fucking concept I've ever seen in a show. Can you imagine going for a shit and having a fucking demon hand come screaming out from between your legs and grabbing your face.
See, this
If
is why I
anyone's played
always
Zelda, they
check
know
going
exactly
into a
what that's
stall if
like.
there's toilet paper or not.
I feel like you're scared of porta potties. Then
I
Porta
wouldn't
potties
want
are
to go in
rough.
the porta potty.
no, are you scared of going in an outhouse that a bug's gonna crawl up your ass cheek?
Oh,
No, I tell you what, I went to a porta potty this summer at work when it was like 100 degrees out, and there's nothing more uncomfortable shitting your guts out while you're just like drenched in sweat.
That's called being in an amusement park and then using the toilet after a really fat guy ripped ass in it. We've all been there, right?
No.
That's oddly specific.
We don't talk about my pain.
Oh, like we talk about your pain enough. All right, well let's jump into the D scale of this a little bit. Story, pretty. What do you call it? Like monster of the week kind of story.
Yeah.
So I can't really rate the story that high. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Same. I gotta give it a 2.
4.
Wow.
What? Explain.
Because because they took the concept, they took the original concept of the show, they switched the genre of the show. It is just a paradox of a show.
That fit more under
And
like character or writing than just the general story, though.
Well, I guess so, but I don't know. I found the monsters somewhat creative, and I could get where they're coming from. I think the original idea was like they took a bunch of childhood like horror stories and wanted to make an anime story out of them, and it just didn't translate well. And then someone
still
took
don't
the
agree with your reasoning.
Well, I have my right to my opinion. I can make as many shitty takes. I can
yes,
make
you
as many
do.
shitty hot takes as I want. If Jake can believe that space battleship or whatever, whatever the fuck the name of that show is,
Yamato?
space, the fucking Star Trek
Star
anime.
Blazers.
Star Trek the anime.
Star Blazers, excuse you, is a fantastic fucking series.
Yes, if Jake wants to believe that shit, then I can believe that this is one of the best stories of an anime.
Yeah, and I got robbed of JoJo's being the best anime in the week, so you know. We all have terrible opinions, let's be real.
Yeah, this is true.
All right, characters.
That's a 4 or 5 for me, son.
Is there even a 5? Are we allowed
There's
to
a
do
5.
now?
Yeah.
Wait.
There's always been a 5. It's
5 is like legendary, best of all time tier.
I'm forgetting what has ever gotten a 5 from us.
I've given some 5s. I've also given a 6. So
JoJo's got lots of 5s.
Yeah.
I might want to update my tiers.
I
don't know. No,
do I need to send you the picture of the D scale?
It's just your tiny wang.
I'll have you know I'm above average.
You get the pictures like, Joel, you haven't cleaned out your dick cheese in a while. Are you saving it for something?
Aubrey did not like that.
Hey man, having foreskin's rough.
Hey, but when you need blue cheese to sprinkle on something, you're always ready.
Please stop.
If you're trying to fill a hole, just take some of the dick cheese and just kind of slather it up in there.
Just like, this steak's a little bland. Reach in there.
You know that's
good.
If it's in a less than like body temperature environment, it will harden. So you can use it as a resource.
Oh my god.
So sound quality and the
hang on, I want to back up the characters real quick. I love the
characters.
I love how they wrote all the characters. They kept consistent with the new dub personalities. I can't wait to see more of their ridiculous adventures going forward.
I'm gonna give it a 3, but Jesus Girl gets a 10.
Fair. That is accurate.
I'll just throw another 4. It's an entertaining show. Whenever I watch the show, I'm never not going to be entertained. I mean, there are some
Right.
lame episodes. Anywho,
Also, for some
I
reason,
give
me
it
and Aubrey really love the little brother who just always just ends up breaking down, going.
As
You mean
This
the
is not
little brother that openly admit is retarded?
Yes.
yeah, he's
Oh,
definitely
look,
like
it's the
whenever
short
he
bus's
gets to watch
favorite
this-
writer.
It's one Cajun ass baby.
and then he's randomly like he makes total sense one scene, and then the very next scene he's just a babbling retard. No offense to anybody out there.
Was I the only one hoping that the ghost was actually going to cut off his feet?
I
That
think
would've made
so.
the show very
Okay.
dark, a whole lot more interesting.
I
It
mean,
kind of doesn't make sense that he gave up. He was like, wow, this kid really does want to run. I guess I'll just defeat myself now.
What a stupid ghost! Can we just?
Yep.
That was a really dumb ghost.
Feet off.
Hey man,
I did not care for that episode. I thought the jokes were funny, but I was like, this ghost don't make no sense.
none of them really do. Let's be real.
Ghosts in general don't make sense. Joe, you
Oh.
can fight me about that one.
Except for Toilet Paper Ghost.
All right, so
Sound. I thought the sound was pretty meh. I didn't think there's anything that fantastic.
very
about the sound.
mediocre.
Yeah, outside of the
intro
dove and the boppin' intro and outro songs. Can we just talk about the outro song does not fit this at all?
I barely
want you,
remember.
I want you, I need you, sexy, sexy.
Oh,
I didn't watch the
Now I
outro,
remember.
so
Oh, the song makes no sense when, like, in correlation to the show at all.
fantastic. I'm gonna
all I
just go
gotta
back
say
and
is
watch that.
10 years.
Yeah, I mean it is your expertise.
So
I'll
I'll give
give
it
it
a 3. The outro, intro, and dub saves it.
Intro shit. Intro's
I'm gonna-
garbage.
I'm gonna give it a 3 just because of the dub was pretty fucking funny. But
Oh wait, yeah. What am I talking about? I'm not gonna give it a 2. I'm giving it a fucking 5.
boy.
Big jump. The dub's awesome.
I mean,
Art
the dub, yeah.
style.
Animation was pretty gross. I'm giving it a 2.
2. It works. That's about it.
I think it's bottom tier. I think it's 1.
Yeah,
It's
you know
almost
what? I could go with a 1. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Now that I was just about to mention Charge Man again.
Pretty garbo.
Yeah, it's not all that great.
But
So,
it is
yeah.
an
It's
older
not,
show.
but I also
That
feel
doesn't
like
mean
it
it's so
enhances
because
the
Trigun came
experience.
out 3 years before that one, or like 2 or 3 years before it, and it looks amazing. But that's just the difference between budgets and genre.
Yeah, it's gonna go. All right, well, now we'll move on to someone else that isn't here. We're gonna go Demon Slayer. I feel like there's gonna be strong opinions on this one.
Pretty fucking cool.
I thoroughly
only
enjoyed it.
watched
I've watched all of the first season.
Before this,
Before this, yes. Well, I
Okay.
watched it as it was coming out.
I was gonna say, when the fuck does Jake actually watch past 5 episodes for the podcast?
Hey, I
He
watched
does that a
past
lot.
5 for Ghost Stories
I fucking hate you.
and Dragon
watched
Maid.
past Yeah.
And
I
Trigun,
fucking
actually.
hate you. Holy shit, I'm fucking triggered.
Do you watch Past 5 for the one Gangsta?
Yep.
Oh,
Because Gangster's a
just made
fucking piece of
someone-
art.
I just made someone in one of these video calls wet. I'm not gonna or video voice chat.
Gangster's fucking amazing. Just don't watch Pat. Don't
Gangsta.
don't read.
Gangsta.
Fuck off, kindly, in the kindest way possible.
Okay, Daddy.
One more time.
Okay, Daddy. What?
Huh.
I'm a paladin.
Why is Jelly like the embodiment of that audio that's like, hey guys, do you want to hear my lolly impression?
He's got to
Oh,
draw
I-
them
they
in
don't have to
somehow.
ask. I will
He lures them in,
gladly.
like, and the lollies are like, ooh, a fellow lolly?
This
Should I
is
just go
maiden
to-
call.
Should I go to an anime convention? Just go.
Oh, Daddy.
You will attract someone. I don't know if it'll be someone you like, but someone will come to you.
Just a sweaty, hairy dude's like, "Mm, you can be my baby. I won't creep up on you during the rave. Mm."
I
No.
think we need to have a therapy session for Jelly next
Anime
episode.
conventions, you gotta have your partners with you. You gotta have friends near you. You gotta be safe.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say on that. Anime
can
conventions,
say-
people get real creepy up in there,
Yeah.
and they're yeah.
I
Let's
mean,
let's
all I'm gonna
enough
say
said
is
on that.
Aubrey got groped by a furry at the last convention we went to.
Shit.
Did she enjoy it?
No.
That's
No.
Joel!
First off, no offense to any furries here, but it was a furry, so.
I'm just making sure, dog. Clarifying for the audience.
No, no one likes being groped without consent. I'm sorry that someone had to tell you this.
I think Brandon would advise you otherwise, but
Just
he's not
at
here.
convention,
So
he gets groped by a random person. He's like, "Oh,
I haven't been touched that way in years.
Mars right next to
Dad, is that you? Have I found you?
Ride that line. We don't ever cross it.
No, we say fuck the line.
We fucking drove right over that line. Jesus.
Gets grubbed. Oh, that felt like dad.
Anyway, Demon Slayer.
Yeah, we're talking about an anime.
This is why we need you, Aubrey. You keep us reined in. Demon Slayer. Guy slays demons eventually. He's training for most of the first part.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's an entertaining training montage. I'll give it that. So, like, the basic plot of the series is that his family dies to a demon. His sister gets turned into a demon because that's how demons multiply. Is basically putting their blood in the dead corpse, or a partially dead corpse. And he's going to protect his sister. And there's something different about her, the way that she's a demon, because she doesn't crave to devour other humans' flesh for some reason that's not explained.
The power of brotherly and sisterly love.
You telling me incest porn's inspired this show?
You just took that. You didn't have to sexualize that, but you did. You chose to. I did not make that choice for you.
Have you listened to the rest of our fucking conversation we've had so far?
I'm the one that said most of the weird shit in this conversation so far, so definitely.
All right. Well, story.
It's good. I thoroughly enjoy it. If you haven't watched past 5, I guess it was probably still a little basic, but it gets interesting because you find out the big bad is basically Michael Jackson.
That's great.
What?
But yeah, the
What?
main demon looks like white Michael Jackson.
It really does.
What?
Yeah.
So the worst one. The worst of the Michael Jackson phases.
Alrighty then.
You got little Michael Jackson, black Michael Jackson, and white Michael Jackson.
He
I
really
can't
is. He really is a suitable villain then, because let's be real.
Can I make a tasteless Michael Jackson joke?
You better.
Does does Michael Jackson qualify for white privilege?
Oh Jesus!
Yes. Yes. He gets away with raping kids. So clearly.
Oh,
I mean, it's true though. He had a fucking. His house is called Wonderland or Neverland, or whatever the fuck.
No more Michael Jackson hot takes. We gotta get back into the podcast, guys.
Why don't we do an entire podcast episode about Michael Jackson hot takes? I'm
Hey, man.
sure we have 58 minutes of content on that.
Probably. All right. Well, I'm gonna give it a 3 for story. I think it was pretty average in the series, but it made a training montage enjoyable to watch.
I give it a 4. I've also seen everything of the first season so far, so it gets pretty interesting.
I will give it a 3 because I like the characters. I like the story so far, but waiting to see more. Me and my girlfriend are going to continue watching though.
I don't know if I will continue watching. Characters. I think the main 2 are kind of interesting, and the Shrouded in Mystery Demon Slayer Guild is kind of cool. The few Demon Slayers you meet.
Yeah, I gotta
You know,
give
a
it
whole lot of characters,
a 4, maybe a low 5, because you meet a couple side characters that become part of the main cast, and they were great.
I'll give it
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.
I'll give it a 3 for now.
Okay, Jake, you've watched past. So the 2 little girls at the end of the test,
Mm-hmm.
why the fuck are they strong? Like, why didn't they just fuck up that kid that's just grabbing the chick's head saying, "Give me a sword"? Like, why
It's
is Tanjiro the one that has to step in and be like, "Yo, motherfucker, I will break your arm."
There's some kind of weird system on how the core operates, I guess.
Okay. All right. So what was that? 3, 3, 4.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Sound. I relatively enjoyed the sound. I'll give it a 4.
Actually,
4 as
Joel,
well.
the other one, sorry, it's more of a 3-4-3.
Halo reference, am I right?
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, I give it a 3. I don't think it was anything spectacular, but lots
For art
of
style, is that the one that's next, or sound design?
sound. Yeah, I thought the sub was pretty good. I didn't watch the dub. I watched the sub. Thought it was pretty good. Intros, outros, not bad. All of like the actual like sound effects, like the ropes breaking, the trees, the footsteps, all that kind of stuff, the wind, all that sounded really good. So that's kind of what brings it up for me.
I'll agree with everything you just said and give it a 3.
I will agree that everything is good and it just keeps getting better as it goes.
Nezuko-chan. Art. So I imagine Jake's gonna give it a 5.
4, maybe a 5, because the shit gets beautiful.
I think it's already beautiful, and it's just like grass right now. Like everything looks well animated, and I like the crisp art style. So I will give it a 4.
I'm gonna give it a 4 because I enjoy the art style. I don't necessarily think it's that unique of an art style or animation. I just think it's well done.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the color palette.
It has a nice color palette.
It's different. It's different. That's probably its outstanding factors. It looks different in terms of like the use of CG and color palette.
I feel like the CG is definitely used very well here.
Aside from Ghost Stories, I think all the animes we watched this week, this month, were really, really well animated in terms of their color palettes. I think they all had really interesting and color choices for stuff that they chose to do. I thought that was a cool thing.
Agreed.
You think Trigun has an interesting color palette?
I mean, it's bland, but the main cast are very well expressive and have very colorful things. It's got the 90s aesthetic too, so everything looks dry except for like the main things that are going on.
Sure. I'm not going to argue with that. All right. Well, what was Jake, you said 5 for
art? 5 or 4, if not a solid 5. It really does just improve as the series goes on. Like there's
You're not
more and
going to
more
gush
moments
over
that
Nezuko-chan?
Nezuko-chan always looks kawaii as shit.
All right. Well, in that case, we're going to get to our last animation, which is Miss Dragon Maid.
Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Woo!
Not going to lie, I had a hard time keeping this show up on my main monitor.
I figured you'd like it since you like that was a part-timer.
I didn't hate it, but I feel like I couldn't. If I put all of my attention into it, the show was really boring and really predictable. So it was okay to like I had on my like split screen, so like I was doing something on a browser and had the half of my screen was watching it, and I enjoyed it. Other than that, but it wasn't something like I would just put up on a TV, sit back and relax and watch it.
I can agree with that. But I only watched 2 episodes because I was a little crunched on time. But episode 2 is not nearly as good as the first episode. I thought the first episode was really cool with how they introduced the main characters.
I like the think from episode 1 to 5, it's degrading levels of quality for me.
So it starts off really good and then gets worse as it goes on.
Yeah, at least that's how it was.
It kind of seemed like it was going to be extremely tropey, and that's kind of what I was getting the vibe from. Especially when they introduced like the little girl dragon, and they're like, "Yeah, you were my best friend, and then you left me."
You want to say your quote? The one you said before we started?
Ravioli, don't fuck the dragon lolly. Well, I would say lewd, but Jelly is wanting
I
to
meant
fuck
the one
her.
that Jelly said.
I already said what I said.
You'd
I already
rather be
made my
known for bestiality, not pedophilia. Is what you
Yeah.
said. Yeah.
It's
So
something I
basically,
said
what you're
before the
saying
podcast.
is
I really should
you'd
have
rather fuck her
saved
in her dragon form than her child form.
Okay, let's establish that these dragons this are they're all old as shit. Okay? So
She's also
It's another part of trying to shift his
I may be
persona
in
away from
kindergarten, but I'm actually
the
200
younger.
years old.
Exactly. Jelly's trying to go for the
Preschool.
2000,
I'm not
like
saying
80 plus
that makes it
range.
kosher.
Jelly!
I'm
She
saying
has
it's
like the cute
no!
little
No!
backpack. She's got a little school backpack. You can't.
She's not Me trying to defend myself is just worse than me just shutting up. You think after 23 years in this painful earth you would have learned that by now?
Let's be real, like the first 6 you don't know fuck all as a human.
I didn't know anything till I was about like 10.
How did you survive?
I was in a cult, Jake.
Oh.
Yeah,
Everyone is
the
fun
world,
guy,
the outside world, and how reality works is kind of shifted when you're raised as a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, you didn't know?
I
Very-
had no idea Jelly was raised as a Jehovah's Witness.
He was.
You didn't know that?
This backstory, I love it.
Does that explain a lot, Aubrey? Now, are my sins now explained?
More backstory than Jiren from Dragon Ball Super.
Oh boy. All right, let's get to the DCL story.
As much as I love the show, I do have to agree that the overarching story is rather basic. It's basically just this lady and her dragon friends living life in modern day Japan. So I'll
Is
give
there
it a
no
3.
is there no through plot? Is there no like growth? Is it just like adding
I mean,
more
there's character.
adding more dragon waifus to the cast, even if some of them are like
Yeah. Did you get the Fafnir
questionable
yet?
ages?
Yeah, by episode 5, there's like 6 dragons.
Yeah. So I mean, as far as I've gotten, that's all the dragons they've introduced, and from the little bit I've read, there's a bit more drama-y through-line plots introduced sporadically, but for the most part,
Wish
it's
they
more of
would,
a slice of life anime.
Yeah, that's fine. I like the concept, but I don't think it's gonna like carry on very well. So I'll give it a 2 for a
It's
story.
higher than I was expecting. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2. I don't think the story was impressive. Characters. This is probably where Jelly's gonna, drop his pants and start wanking.
No wanks were given to any of these shows. None of these shows are wankable.
God, I
Especially
hope
because
not. You're on
most of them are children, Joel.
I
You just said they were like 2,000 years old, Jelly. Make up your fucking mind.
I was saying that she was. I'm not saying that makes it okay. I was just
Wanks
explaining that the dragons are old as shit. If they remember the fucking Crusades, I think they're beyond the distinction of ages.
I don't know if
For
you can
their
hear
human.
Aubrey, but she's saying that we need to introduce a wank scale going forward.
Oh my god, we're gonna fucking for the. Oh,
The
Joel, I've
jelly
got ideas
scale.
for you. I'm not. No. That's good. That's you know what? If we do implement it, I want that. I want that patent pending, copyrighted.
All right, right.
But I got something to say to you about after the show about that concept.
All right.
Okay.
Anyways, I really like the characters. They bounce off each other really well. And that's what keeps me entertained, keeps me coming back. I'll give it a 4.
I'll say that the characters are entertaining for when they caught my attention, but then there are like scenes and stuff that goes on way too long. So, I mean, that's not the character's fault. So I'll give the characters a 3 because at least they're distinct.
I give him a 3 because Kobayashi and her coworker are actually like really well written characters in terms of that.
I hope he comes back more. I did like him.
He
the
does.
dragon, other than the little, I forget the purple one's name.
Kana.
Yeah, Kana's pretty boring, but all the other characters are pretty good. So I can't really Can't really complain.
You cuckold.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Story time.
Go on.
Wait, sorry.
we did
I mean
story.
sound design
Yeah,
time.
we're
Oh,
doing.
I thought you
we're
had a
doing
story
sound
about
already.
cuckolding.
No.
Wouldn't surprise me at
Not
this
yet,
point.
Jake.
Not yet. So you're
Actually,
planning to.
you know what? Jake, I do have a story for you, but
Oh,
that'll
God.
be also for after the episode.
Oh boy. All the
And I'll just say
secrets.
I am the victor part of that story.
Oh,
God.
that feel
All
when you're
right.
the ball.
Well, sound. I think I watched in dub because I had it up on my second monitor. I wasn't reading subs all the time. The dub was pretty good. I don't really think the intro or outro songs were that good. But
I
none
love
of
the
it
intro
bothered
song.
me, and all of it sounded relatively well. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'll give it a 3, even though I wasn't super paying attention to it.
I'd probably be a safe
I'm
bet
the main
for a 3, maybe a low 4, just because I really love how upbeat and fun the intro is.
Yep, the intro is definitely interesting, but I'll still give it a 3. I think that dub was pretty adequate. I like the female characters don't all just sound like fucking like typical anime girls, aside from the other like the little dragon lady. And I'm sure maybe the other characters sound more tropey, but I really hate the screechy, high pitched anime girls. That shit drives me nuts. So I'm glad that they weren't as screechy and they're more like lively with their
They actually got
dialogue.
variance in their voice performance.
Yeah, instead of just the same high pitch frequency that fucking like shatters glass.
It's nice. I don't know if you got this far, but they introduced another dragon called Quetzalcoatl, and she actually has a more of a lower timbre voice. I thought that
See,
was a good touch.
I like females with low voices, so low voiced female characters are.
That's the one with the jugs, right?
Yeah, that's Jugs McKenzie right there.
Was it the green hair girl?
That's the green-haired one with Jugs for days.
Yeah, I've seen her elsewhere on the internet. All I'll
I
say.
don't want to know where, so we're gonna go with
All I'll
art.
say is that. I'm just saying she seems to be a very.
Well, if you're
popular
gonna talk
character.
about it, why don't you talk about the art, Shelly?
Oh, I know.
Fucking sicko.
Talk about what?
You fucking sicko the art.
We've moved on to art.
Art is pretty good. I'll give it. I'll not great, so I'm gonna give it a 3.
I love the art. Maybe it's just that the character design. I mean, the background stuff was serviceable, nothing spectacular about it. But like, I love the character designs, how they move and flow. I got to give it a 4. Especially like
I did
the
notice
the
something
random
real
scenes where a
quick.
bit more action's happening, like the one where not Kobayashi.
You know what?
Toru tries and stops that one criminal by like fucking leaping after him and punching his ass.
The only good animated thing in the whole show.
No, I thought the fight scene later on that happened between the two dragon ladies was fun. You know what, Jake? I'll give it a 4 because I do agree with you. I like it. It is pretty crisp and look nice looking. But there's one thing I noticed. I think they kind of like use like a kind of reminds like a chalk art style. Do you remember? You guys ever see the show Caillou?
Fuck Caillou and fuck Canada for
Yes.
The
birth.
fucking background of the office and all those computers are like kind of like haste like have like a weird Caillou thing going on.
Please do not
You'll have
make
to
me
look at it again.
remind me of Caillou in my dragon show.
It looks like the backgrounds of Caillou are like shit's like half drawn or like half shaded in. It's an interesting art choice, but I was just like, man, this looks like Caillou.
I mean, you got a
With
point with the
animated.
pastel color scheme they're going with.
I like the pastel color scheme though, so I got upgraded to a 4 because I did find that
I do
appealing.
enjoy the pastels, but any reference to Caillou just gets my blood boiling.
All right, Jake, what's your problem with Caillou?
Caillou is the most
Your
annoying little
blood
shit
boiling? That's such an extreme.
Even as a child, whenever I watched Caillou, it just made me upset because he's just so fucking annoying.
Do I need to get
He's a
the
fucking-
"Oh yes, Daddy" Caillou meme?
He's like 3. He's like 3 or 4
No.
years old. Is he like 5? How old is Caillou? Okay, Google.
No.
How old is Caillou?
He's like, what, 8?
4-year-old.
Yeah, I told you.
4 years.
The 4-year-old boy who delights in the small wonders of the world around him, embellishing everything he sees with his rich imagination.
No,
Does
you're
it
not
ever
gonna read the whole
answer
thing?
why
Damn
he
it.
looks like he has like step 5
Cancer?
No.
Because his parents did a lot of meth.
Alrighty then. All right, I'm gonna give it the art style a 2 because I didn't think it was that good.
Is it
Fuck
time for the rating?
you.
Is it time for the rate?
Yeah, it's time for the best and the worst ratings.
Oh, boy.
So
Also, we are skipping the Corey in the house segment. If you guys haven't realized,
We'll hit you with a
That's-
double
that's-
whammy. next
blame
time.
Jelly.
yeah, we'll do a double Corey in the house. Me shit posting the plot of the episode.
All right, so we're gonna do worst first. And my pick for the worst. Can you guess what it is?
My guess is Dragon Maid.
My guess is Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories. Fuck
Really?
you, Jelly.
Fucking shocker.
I'm
was
surprised. I
painful to
thought you'd
watch the
enjoy the
first
Ghost Stories
episode.
dub enough to have that edge Dragon Maid out.
No, the first 2 episodes were like painful to watch, and then they got better at that point because I had to buy in after that point after watching 40 minutes of it.
No, that's
But
fair. The
The
first
first
episode
40
definitely
minutes
is
were
very
fucking
bold.
awful.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they waited to have the humor really go all out to like episode 3.
Yeah, they kicked it into high gear, and I heard like the end of the season is like great.
So yeah, worst for me was Ghost
Something to
Stories.
look forward to. My worst got to be Assassin's Pride. As much as that you are tailoring to me, you clearly don't know me well enough.
I'm
Apparently, Jelly
trying to
can't
help you not have the
Mr.
worst
Roleplay
anime.
mixed with his lollies. It's too real at
I
that
have
point.
I'm very particular about my lollies. My lollipops must be cherry flavored.
So
Alright,
redhead.
well, Austin's vote for the worst was Dragon Maid. Not that
Austin, how could
surprised.
you
That's like
betray me like this?
it's a really like kind of like Japanese
not his
cutish
style.
show. It's nothing like
Austin
No,
does
it's definitely
not like
it's definitely
slice
not
of
his
life
speed
at
at all. It doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah. Brennan's worst was Ghost Stories. He agrees with me.
Really?
Did I do it again? I did it again, didn't I?
You might have done it again. You
Yeah.
Well,
What's
it's going to be a tie because I enjoyed everything this week, but the one that I disliked the least is going to have to be Assassin's Pride.
What do we do in the
Wow.
tie?
Yeah.
It's not bad at all, but it's just I love the dub and Ghost Stories. I enjoyed Trigun. I enjoyed Demon Slayer. I enjoyed Dragon Maid. So it was a hard pick for me.
Jake, what do I have to do for you to make Ghost Stories or something else the worst?
We're not coercing. We're doing a revote. Next podcast we're doing a revote. We're all going to give our verdicts and defenses, and we're going to do it court style, and it's going to take 5 minutes, and then we're going to find a definitive answer.
You're not going to
Odd
remember
number
that.
of people, so it has to come up to an uneven vote.
Yeah, that's basically what you have to do now. We have to have everyone re-vote between Ghost Stories and Assassin's Pride.
All right, well, someone else keep track of that because I'm not
Why does
going to.
Austin have to ruin everything?
Wow, that's fucking rude. All right,
love you, buddy.
Not even here to defend himself, and you're just flinging shit at him.
This is the only time I can throw shit.
that's fair because you would
I'm
throw
the
right
one
back.
upset.
And
Otherwise,
Jelly
I
would end
am
up getting
a
burned for like 20
post-file.
minutes. I was gonna say Jelly would end up in a fucking crisp after a 20-minute roast. All right,
Joel,
best
your
for,
version of roasting is just saying every horrible thing you could possibly say to someone, and then just like me crying.
yeah.
What are you
That's not
crying
more or
for?
less.
We gotta go play CS:GO now.
That's not a roast. That's overburned. That's way
It's called,
past
it's called
done.
well done.
Well past done.
Firmly but politely ask them to leave.
All right, my best was Demon Slayer.
Oh boy, I know who's winning this week.
Yeah, I remember I called this as soon as we said them again. Brendan was gonna win.
Jelly, what's
Well,
yours?
I don't want to try and stack the votes. I did think the best show out of all of them was Trigun.
Brendan also voted for Trigun, so that's 2 for Trigun.
Ooh.
What did Dimit vote for?
Demon Slayer. So 2-2.
Don't see. You should have waited. Now Jake has a biased vote.
Well, I gotta
Jake's
go
voting
give the
Demon
best of
Slayer.
ghost stories.
Jake!
No. Are you serious?
We had
much as I
two
don't wanna give-
revotes.
I don't want to give the W to Brendan again, but I just loved the fucking dub.
All right,
It was
well, no,
hilarious.
Brendan's fucking getting it then. If you're gonna say that shit,
No!
fucking win.
No! Revote! You ain't robbing me of this shit. Okay, not like I have
You're
a-
not even close. You got one vote. You
No,
just
no,
had
not my
Jake's.
show. I don't want my show. I want Trigun.
Mhm. So we got a tie between Trigun and Demon Slayer
Yeah,
this week.
what's yeah, let's get Aubrey fucking.
No, she's not on the podcast.
Aubrey,
You'd be an
do you
official
prefer
guest.
Trigun or Demon
Aubrey,
Slayer?
you so
Aubrey's
far have been
honorary
a
guest.
involuntary intrusion to the show. Wait
I-
till
I
you're an
already know
official
her.
guest.
Aubrey's an honorary guest. Fuck you, Jelly.
She's an honorary guest. Doesn't mean she has a vote.
Aubrey's
asked
vote
her
is
to vote.
Demon Slayer.
There we go. Perfect.
I'm just gonna go
Pause.
cry. You know what?
Alright.
No, bye. You know what? I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Well, we need your recommendation first, but then you can fuck off.
Wait, come back. We need a tiebreaker for the worst.
No, we're waiting
Which
till
worst,
next
Ghost
week.
Stories or Assassin's Pride?
Oh, I know this is happening.
No, don't do it. Actually, do it.
This is gonna be interesting because
Don't
he
do
really
the-
did enjoy
Don't do the one I
both.
don't want you to do.
Did like both.
Or would it be not even neither of them?
All right.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but it's probably Ghost
oh,
Story.
it's worse.
Hell yeah,
4
Jelly.
months.
Source to get.
4 months. Undisputed
Shocking
champion.
absolutely nobody. Jelly has lost again, and Brendan has won
Has won again.
And both of them are running the victory lap.
What the fuck?
I'm not surprised.
Oh shit! Now I have to recommend a different anime. God damn it! I forgot about that.
Yes, you do.
Where are Austin's and Brendan's?
I thought we were just
So,
running through everything next time.
Austin's recommendation. Well, that's episode 11. We have one more. So for the last round, anime recommendations for the season, we have Austin with Hellsing Ultimate that can be found on Funimation.
Oh my lord!
That's gonna be a good one. I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard great things about it.
Brendan's recommendation is Lord Marksman.
Lord
or you can
Marksman. I don't think
Yeah.
I've heard of that one before.
Lord Marksman.
Yes. Jake, what's your recommendation, buddy?
Oh, do I want to do something legitimately good or something that's gonna be a controversial pick? Yet again.
I'm thinking about doing controversial. Yeah, I'm just gonna own up to doing the shitty animes. I won't ever show any of the animes I like.
Well, I thought you liked these animes because you definitely fought for how they were good.
I fought for some of them. I did not fight for Chargeman Ken because
No,
I
but
knew
you
I was
purposely
gonna show.
tried to fucking throw shit at the fucking fan.
Yeah, and it worked. Look where I'm at now. On top of the shit pile, boys.
Uh-huh. All right, well, oh god. So I have a few to choose between. It's either going to be a sports anime or because of Jake the other night in the group chat, it's going to be a car anime.
I wouldn't mind
Do the
watching
car
a
anime.
Is it,
Car
is, it,
anime,
is it the one?
Initial
it's
D.
initial D. It's initial D.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that. I like
There
it.
is 6 fucking seasons to it, and 4 of them are dubbed. You can find it on Funimation, at least the first 4.
I'm gonna go with a out there pick that you guys probably still won't like because it is another slow burn show, and I have not seen it in a long time, and there's probably a lot of cringe to it. But I'm just gonna say it anyway. I think if you look up From the New World or Shinsekai Yuri, it'll be that.
Interesting.
What was
It's
it?
like
From the New World?
From the New World. It's you should see like telepathic teenagers essentially.
Okay.
Superhero, or like the world. So everyone in the world has powers. That's the general gist.
Okay, Jake, what's yours?
Well, I'm kind of debating if I want to go with a cringe pick or a legit pick. What are you guys kind of feeling for the end there, the big finale?
Hey man, if you want to go cringe, I mean, I did it once. Why fuck it? Why not?
Shit. This is.
I mean, my actual cringe pick would have been Beyblades, but I didn't do that.
You know, I'm gonna go with one of my favorite animes. Unironically, we're gonna do Future Diary.
Oh boy, fuck again.
I guess I finally have to finish that series, right, Jake?
Yes, you're right before
finished
shit.
that.
It
I
just hits
finished
the
that.
fan.
I finished that series, and then you have to, what was it, give
Now you
Durarara a
forcibly
try?
made me go through past episode 3, Jake.
Was that
Congratulations.
what we agreed on, Jake? Was that what we agreed on? I finished Future Diaries, and you give Durarara a try.
Yes, I think I was
Was
gonna
that
finish
it?
the first season or something.
Yeah.
God, that's awful. All right. Well, before we outro here, I got a couple announcements. There will probably be an announcement coming up next podcast for something that me and Austin will be doing on a weekly basis, which involves drinking and probably getting angry. So look forward to that. Also, season 1 of this podcast will be ending on episode 12. The podcast will not be going away. We'll be taking a slightly extended break to get production stuff sorted out that we talked about just before the podcast, and maybe at the start of the podcast talked about a few things. But yeah, that's about it. You guys have anything else to say?
Nope, I'm all good.
All right. Well,
I'm not good, but
you're never good. Let's be real. All right. Well, we're thank you for listening to the podcast. We're available on a bunch of new stuff: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeart, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, DSer, I think it is, Listen Notes, and maybe a few others within the coming weeks. Until next time, bye.
have a good
Later.
night.